Fromania bricks, and welcome back to the world's fanciest LEGO recording studio that you'll ever find
in our house
on the second floor in this room. And welcome back to the LEGO table, where we are here for a bit of a spuckler.
Yes.
In front of us is the new LEGO Simpsons partnership, the Krusty Burger. And we're about to run it through its paces with you and see just how well Krusty Burger can cook up some scores with this week's spuckler. Do you know why dinosaurs cannot clap their hands?
Because they have tiny arms.
Because they're extinct.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know what the cow said to the leather chair?
Why'd you do it, bro? Something like that?
Hi, Mom.
Oh no, that's so wrong.
I mean,
that's
burgers,
so wrong.
beef, cows.
That's so wrong.
In front of us today is the LEGO Simpsons Krusty Burger that hit shelves in 2025. The Simpsons LEGO Krusty Burger is built using 1,635 LEGO elements. It retailed for $209.99, and it came with 7 minifigures.
Woo.
This is the third LEGO set in the partnership between LEGO and the Simpsons. It comes in the tale of Kwik-E-Mart and the Simpsons house. Along the way, we've also had minifig series, we've had dimensions, and also a gift with purchase.
Yes.
And we are excited to see just how this LEGO set scores today. All right, Caleb, in front of us is this beautifully colorful clown burger restaurant,
Yes.
which is the Simpsons Krusty Burger. I'm going to flip it upside down today. We normally go with the same order. Today we're going to start backwards, and we're going to start with value.
Ooh.
Let's talk about the price of this set, because I know that is something that has been a bit controversial. When this set was first rumored, there was some talk that it could be as high as $239.99, $249.99. Thankfully, it hit shelves at $209.99, which was around 12 cents apart.
That's not bad.
Now, here's the deal. This is a much smaller set than the Kwik-E-Mart and the Simpsons house. Both of those sets surpassed 2,000 elements, and both of those sets were sub $200 by 1 penny. Both of those sets were $199.99, which put them in the 7 to 8 cent apart range.
Nice.
This one, 12 cents apart, smaller set. But, big but, here's what people were missing, right? Those first two sets, the house and the Kwik-E-Mart, released in 2015, 2016, 2017, in that era. That meant $200 then were around $250 today.
Ooh.
So if Kwik-E-Mart were on shelves today, more likely than not, it would have been around $250. So if you consider that, smaller set, less parts,
Smaller
less price. $209. If the Kwik-E-Mart were on shelves at $250, that would have been around 11 cents apart. This, 12 cents apart.
Not
You
so
also
bad.
have a lot of minifigs. So honestly, when you talk about value, comparing it to the old sets, it's not terrible.
No.
And if you bought this and got the GWP, you actually had added value in that. This is easily a $10 set as well, the gift with purchase. So, this set itself, price-wise, is relatively fair. It's not that out there like a lot of people believe that it is. I think it's a relatively good value.
I think that the overall value is good. I wish it would have been bigger, but it's still an incredible size, and then the inside is so detailed. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I wish it would have been bigger, but bigger would have been bigger price as well.
Yeah.
So I'm not disappointed with the value. I would give this an 8 for value.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
When you look at what you get, look how interesting the build is. When you look at getting 7 minifigures that are all custom molds, It's not a bad value. Where should we go next?
Let's go aesthetic.
Aesthetic. Let's go with the general aesthetic of this LEGO set. So this LEGO set was built to model the Krusty Burger from The Simpsons, which of course Krusty the Clown is a fast fooditeer, I guess. Main goal with visual appearance of the set like this is, does it look like what it's supposed to look like? Caleb, how do you feel this compares to the Krusty Burger from The Simpsons?
I mean, after just looking at it, I think that it actually looks great. I think that the bushes on the side are awesome. The window colors are a bit different. In the show, they're more of an orange, and here they're a purple. But it is a nice accent color, so I can see why they would do that. Some of the side builds are correct, like the windows there, the double side door, the mailbox. From the photo that I saw, I did not see the drive-through, but I can imagine that that's correct as well. The sign
is perfect.
Awesome. Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, the sign is spot on. So visually, it looks just like Krusty
Yes.
Burger. I mean, the exterior of it nails it really well, with the exception of the pink door frames and windows. And I get why LEGO did it. If you did just orange windows on there as well, it would have been a lot of orange-brown scheme. So the pink does break it out and give it a little bit of a clown feel.
Yeah, because like it could be like an amalgam of all of the different Krusty Burgers.
That's a big word, amalgam?
Amalgam.
You're
like,
speaking big words.
Thank you. It was just like all of the different ones. That way they could encapsulate all the funny scenes that you've seen in the show.
The car is really neat as well. From a visual perspective, it's kind of like Marge's car shrunk down a little bit, with a much more vivid pink and a clowny color palette to it. So from a visual perspective, I think LEGO designers did an amazing job of capturing what it was supposed to look like. It is smaller, so it does feel kind of odd sitting next to the Kwik-E-Mart. Like the Kwik-E-Mart feels a little oversized next to it. But standalone, visually, it's really well done. In fact, I would probably give this a 9 on the visual scale.
Yeah. I mean, I think it looks incredible. I think it could pass for a 10, but I think a 9 is really fair.
Yeah, I'm going to give it a 9 just because of the pinks. And because it just feels almost like miniaturized a little bit visually to me. All right, so we've talked about value, we've talked about visual design. Why don't we just jump into playability and functions
I would love
on
to do
this
that.
set? Let's take a look at the outside of the set first. As you circle around, first you've got the drive-through window where you can pick up that latest Ribwitch as it comes through. Homer must have been driving. He ran over one of the pylons. You've got the mailbox on the front, which no Krusty Burgers in it. And you've got front doors. What I don't like, look at this. Look at the floppy nature. These double door frames, they just don't hold the glass well. I get why they're being used. They look great, but the door kind of flops open.
Yeah, that's weird.
When you keep spinning, you've got the drive-through order window. You can see a lot of stickers. We'll talk more about that when we get to build experience. But you've got the drive-through order window. You've got the employee entrance on the back of the restaurant. We'll keep spinning. You've got some graffiti on the outside. You've also got the Krusty Burglar, which is a fun tip of the hat to the Hamburglar from McDonald's.
Yes.
Bart has done a little bit of graffiti. And then on this side, I love how they accomplished the bush aesthetic on this side of the building. It's a really, really neat aesthetic. But we're talking about playability and functions.
Yes.
So let's flip it around here to the side that it swings open. So it opens kind of like the Kwik-E-Mart. It'll swing open. First, the roof will come out, and then the building itself is going to swing open. Just two little clips that hold it on the top and the bottom. You can see a clip here and a clip here. Make that 3 clips. And it opens up into this great playable set. So first you've got the kitchen. This is where all of the Krusty Burger magic happens. You can see you've got a couple of Krusty Burgers ready to go. The cash register. One of these cash registers is set up for the big 700 Krusty Burger order that Homer had. In fact, when you look at the order window over here, it also says 700 Krusty Burgers. Up top, you've got Krusty Burger, best by February 1994, the coleslaw. And you've got a little deep fryer here that when you pull out the deep fryer, they use these Wolverine claw pieces as French fries throughout the set.
So brilliant.
So the little deep fryer comes in and out. So a little bit of a playability built into the kitchen. You've got the grill and the hood. When you come to the middle of the set, this is the dining area and play zone. The ball area back here, the kids zone, is filled with balls that Bart can play in the ball pit back there. You've got 2 little order trays here. One of them has a drink and a fry bucket. One of them has another fry bucket and a Krusty Burger.
I think that might be a rib witch.
You're right, that's a rib witch because this is the Krusty Burger over here. The bench is an amazing build.
Yeah.
I love the red and yellow too. I don't know if LEGO meant to do this, but it sure makes it feel like they're kind of doing a play on McDonald's with this. It's got a fun little feel. I know that the Simpsons creators certainly were doing a play on McDonald's, so it very well could be that. You've got a trash can over in the corner. Then in this last little section here, this is kind of your order, your drink area. So there's a drink machine. You've got a bathroom tucked away in here with a breakaway wall. Krusty does not replenish toilet paper for his employees.
No.
So they're out of toilet paper. I don't know what they're going to do. You've got an employee workboard here. You've got slide whistle lessons. You've got unpaid overtime, mandatory now. So a fun little Easter eggs for the set, kind of built in throughout it. When we talk about playability and functions, you've also got a car. The car can drive up and order at the window. You've got the sign that you can kind of move around and set up the scene with in the minifigures. So there's not a ton of function, but there is a lot of playability built into this set. Like you can get in, you can get your hands in because of how the roof comes out. You can play, you can act out the scenes. So I do feel like it's a quite playable LEGO set.
Yes, and something I wanted to point out is I absolutely love the stickers. They are so fun. Like in here by the Krusty Kids Zone, you can see the Mother Nature burger. It's just, some of the stickers are so funny, like over 12 served on the door, and like...
Yeah, you've got a Ribwitch sticker here.
Yes.
So it's a ton of stickers, but it's a lot of good stickers that they chose to do it. So as you can see from a playability standpoint, it is a quite playable set. Yeah. Even the roof itself has a little trap door in it. The roof can be a little awkward to set back in place. It doesn't sit quite as naturally. You got to kind of wiggle it to lock it in. But it is a playable set. Not a lot of functions, but a lot of playability. Functions would be floppy doors. The set opens up, the wall comes out. From a playability and function standpoint, I think I'm going to give it a 9.
I'm just thinking, it's such a hard balance for me, because, well, no, it's not very... There's not many functions, and it's playable, but it's not, like, the most playable set. Like, getting into the kids zone, it's kind of hard to get out of there.
You're right.
But I am thinking this is a display set. This is aimed towards adults. We are different. We always play with all of our LEGO sets. But it's not supposed to be extremely playable. So,
let's give it an 8.
8? Okay.
Let's go with 8.
Definitely a hard balance between, no, it's not extremely playable. I mean, there is definitely some play elements inside of it, but it's not necessarily supposed to be.
That gives us an 8, a 9, an 8. Next up, build experience. This one was super fun to build. The Simpsons house I built pre-owned, so I had lost some of the enjoyment in building that. Kwik-E-Mart was half built, half sealed. Loved building Kwik-E-Mart. This one, I had a lot of fun building. We put on Simpsons in the background. We kind of picked out all of the Krusty Burger episodes, and we let Krusty Burger episodes play while I built it. And I had a lot of fun.
Yes.
There was a ton of stickers. We already mentioned this. There were 2 sticker sheets. I'm not a big fan of applying stickers, but they were spread out so much that it wasn't like a Speed Champion where I just felt overwhelmed by the stickers. So it wasn't terrible from that standpoint. There was not a lot of repetition. It was a pretty fun build all around. The roofs were a little bit tedious. They weren't my favorite. It is neat how they came together, but they weren't my favorite part of the build. The back wall also did have a little bit of a tedious nature. The interior was a blast.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun building the interior of the set. The way the sign came together was super fun. And of course, minifigs being spread out throughout the build is always fun because it's like, which figure are you going to get next? The car was a fun, neat build. 2, I enjoyed building it. I always enjoy built chassis versus having to just build on top of a Lego built chassis. So that component is neat. Oh, and the trunk opens in the car. We forgot to talk about that.
8.5.
Right? So build experience was good. Wasn't the funnest thing I've ever built, but it was a lot of fun to build.
Yep.
For that, I'm teetering between a 7 and an 8.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like a ton of fun to build. I absolutely love the way this set looks. The walls don't look too repetitious. Like, it just looks like you're building up a structure. It's not like where it's just tons of pillars of stuff that you're just repeating and stuff. So, I mean, it looks super fun.
Yeah, and there were some elements where it wasn't all just straightforward because you do have to build the hinges into it. And yeah, all right, I'm convinced. I'm going to give it an 8 on build experience.
Yeah, I think that's great. 8 is great.
Well, that takes us to our final stop on the Spuffler train, which is going to be these 7 minifigures. Let's get a closer look at these figs and talk through them with you all. All right, these are the 7 minifigures that we got with this set. We'll run you through them. First, you've got a Bart Simpson. Bart is kind of the same as just about all of the Barts that we've gotten. Nothing too special about him. Your plain red torso, that same dual molded leg, and a slingshot. Next up, we've got Lisa Simpson. She did come with a little red skirt that you put on her. She's got her saxophone mold, the pearls, the big eyes. Again, nothing too crazy with Lisa and Bart. You've got Homer Simpson, and I love on Homer what they did. In one of the episodes, Homer is running around trying to get a ribwitch, and he spills food on him. And they've got him in that shirt with the spilled ribwitch sauce on him. Small little print on the back, but pretty basic Homer Simpson.
Yes.
Then we've got a new police officer. We've got Police Officer Lou. Yes. He's got a really neat police print, a cool molded head that has his hair and a hat within it. Lou is sporting a coffee mug with maybe coffee in it. But he's a pretty neat fig. Then we have a minifigure that I never thought we'd get in LEGO, which is someone that's trying to kill a kid. And that's Sideshow Bob.
Yep.
Sideshow Bob's hair mold is wild, but what I don't like about it is that it's really skinny. It feels like it should poof out more. Like, I don't know. It feels like kind of a flat mold to me. Like it should have more depth to it. But it's a really, really neat head mold. Really detailed mold. His torso print is pretty basic. The pie is okay. But that head mold is really, really unique. You don't see a lot of molds come out like that in LEGO. Then we've got the squeaky voice teen.
I mean, it's such a weird name. Like, give him a real name.
It is a weird name. We weren't sure what this guy was named. He must not have a name in the show. They just call him the squeaky voiced teen. And he's got a couple of zits on his face. The head mold is really neat. I love the Krusty Burger printed shirt that has like a little spot for a name tag on it. The mop element that they utilized is really neat too. So I'm happy with him as a fig.
I'm trying to think of a name. Let's just name him John. Just give him a name.
Let's name him Zeke. He looks like a Zeke.
Zeke? Okay. I'm great with
Squeaky
Zeke.
voice
Perfect.
Zeke. Then we have Krusty the Clown. Krusty the Clown is in his farm outfit, which is a throwback to when they were doing their all-natural vegetarian burger. So that was when Krusty was farming and promoting the burger. So it's neat to have a different Krusty. We've got some other Krusty the Clowns that have been released. Getting him as a farmer with the farm hat is neat. I could see where that might be disappointing to some people who wanted a traditional clown if they weren't around for the first wave. But as someone that has the clown, I'm really happy with it. So that is the 7 minifigures that you get with this. Again, what's amazing is that they're all custom molded. With minifigures, like, here's here's part of my problem with the minifigures. Should this have been a 7-figure set? I think so.
Yes.
I think 7 is the right amount. But I really think that Marge and Maggie should have been a part of it. I know that 9 figs would have been a ton for this set. But for current Simpsons collectors, right, if you are just now getting into LEGO Simpsons and you weren't around for the Kwik-E-Mart or Simpsons House, and you're just now getting into it, short of going back and having to buy pre-owned, used, retired, old stuff, you now don't have the complete Simpsons family. And from a price standpoint, I get it. These are custom molded figs, but just from a fan standpoint, I really feel like Maggie and Marge should have been included with the set.
And even if they weren't, they should have been with the gift with purchase.
Yes, that's right.
That would have been a great motivator to buy it on day one, is go, you know what?
The gift with purchase did not come with figs. And if LEGO would have added Maggie and Marge to this...
And maybe even Santa's little helper and the cat. Like, that would have been awesome, but you don't have to add those.
Yeah, because I do feel like it's missing. And it's hard. So here's my tension. We got a good amount of figs.
Yeah.
And these figs should have come with this set. I just feel like there should have been 2 more. Yep. Even if it meant an extra $10 on the price, to have Marge and Maggie would have been worth it.
Yeah.
So my tension in scoring is that based on the price, I can't see them giving us more figs. So, I don't know. I feel like I'm going to be stuck at an 8 on the figs.
Yeah.
I think the figs themselves are worthy of a 10. But because 2 people are absent that I feel are important for current collectors, I have to give it an 8 on the figs.
2 other things I was thinking of is I don't know, what if they weren't ever shown inside of the Krusty Burger? Maybe they just didn't feel a need, but also if you just want to have those figures too. And it's kind of crazy that they left the top open on the car saying that Marge could be in here. But there's no Marge. So it's like, come on, what are we doing?
All right, well, we have a grand total score here for Krusty Burger. And it didn't do too bad. No. I don't remember what Kwik-E-Mart and the Simpsons House scored. I'll go ahead and link those for you guys to watch. But Krusty Burger, as for it scored a respectable 41 points.
Woo!
Should you add this set to your collection? Absolutely.
Yes.
I think if you're a Simpsons fan, it's a no-brainer. Even if you're not a Simpsons fan, it's a really fun set to have in the collection. Mm-hmm. And if the old 2 sets are any indication, this one should hold its value just fine in the future.
And the other 2 are going up. Like, just Snake now from the Kwik-E-Mart is like crazy value now. It's nuts.
This guy certainly helped our other 2 LEGO sets appreciate. Yeah. And who knows what's to come. Maybe we get another one. Maybe we don't. I don't know. But what I do know is that we enjoy spending time with you guys, and we're grateful that you took the time to watch with us today. We hope that you hit like if you've not subscribed. That would mean so much to us. Drop us a comment below. Let us know what you would have scored this LEGO set. Hope you go out there in the week ahead, that you give more.
You do more.
You share more.
And you love more.
And remember, there are people walking around that need to see your smile, like legit need to see your smile. So be sure to share it, because those smiles, they truly are contagious.
Give more, do more, share more, and love.